Hi, it's me, Destiny Nunley, here with 5 Points Blue, and we are graced once again with the presence of Brian Broaddus from DallasCowboys.com. He's here to talk about week 2 of OTAs. It ended today, and we've got some questions for him.
Yeah, I'm always, again, I love being on the 5 Points Blue stuff. I think it's a great avenue for me to interact with fans and all that. I appreciate having me on.
Yeah, we love having you.
Thank you.
First question, first thing. Is there a difference between week 1 and week 2, structure-wise? Like, I know that we've talked about pretty extensively that we can't use pads and all that stuff, but do they change up the structure of practice? Is it, more drill heavy or more team heavy? What kind of things?
Yeah, no, that's a really good question because second week, and we were asked Jason Garrett this question yesterday, is there anything you do differently in week 1 than week 2? So it's a good question. And really what they do is I feel like that the rookies are more acclimated to what's going on. And, they're practicing with the veterans. The veterans, this is old hat. But like we talked about last week with new coaches on the offensive side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball, the players are getting used to the coaches are getting used to the players.
Right.
But they try and a little bit every week, every day, add a little bit more to the practice. You might see a little bit of wrinkle here. Say, Tavon Austin, who they got from the Rams.
Right.
They're trying to get him acclimated into, okay, is he going to play wide receiver? Is he going to play running back? Maybe you add a few more plays for him this week. Last week, didn't do as much. Maybe this week, you see a little bit more of him with the jet sweeps,
right,
running as a running back, tossing him the ball, all those kinds of things. So, yeah, it is a little bit different.
Okay.
The structure's not different, but what they do is they add more to it and expand, trying to get as we build up towards training camp in Oxnard.
Okay, so does that mean then, I've got a couple questions that stem from that.
Right.
But then, okay, so I was going to talk about the QBs a little bit, and
sure.
I know there's still a battle for that
the second spot, yeah.
Yeah, but my question is then, is Dak and those, seasoned veterans that we know are going to be back, are
sure.
they getting a lot of
reps?
Yeah. Or is it more like, let's keep them, we know what we've got from them, let's throw this person
No,
in.
that's another good question because what you OTAs allow you, and OTAs again meaning organized team activity. So if you're ever wondering what OTA is, but so the thing about it is though, it's you want to get the veterans up to speed, especially if you have some new wrinkles that you want. Last year they didn't do a very good job of getting Cole Beasley going in football games. They got to figure out a way to do that. There's a lot of young guys though, Destiny, that are having to play, rookie guys that are having to play starting spots. If you look at Connor Williams, the left guard, he's the starter at left guard. Well, he's between two Pro Bowl players in Smith and Frederick, but he's got to learn. I mean, and those guys are gonna try and help him along. So yeah, there's still a lot of things that you can kind of again building towards training.
Right. So with Connor then, now that you talked about him, how do you think he's adjusting? Is it easy to tell, or is it more?
No, it is. And it is easy to tell because you see the athletic ability.
Right.
And what the Cowboys try to do scheme-wise, and when I mean scheme, their designs for the plays and stuff, is they try and get their offensive linemen in space. And it's hard for defenders to have to deal with a 305-pound guy that's in space. And so, Connor Williams, to your question, is fitting very well because he's a very good athlete. He's much,
he moves
well, absolutely. The agility, all that stuff is outstanding with him.
Okay, cool. So he's starting at left guard.
He is.
So who then is stepping into the tight end position?
There you go. Yeah.
I know.
That
I'm sorry, but I was gonna ask because if we think about those other, the people that were on our roster last year that weren't really playing, like Rico Gathers, like
absolutely.
How is he doing? Is he being able to compete after those 2 years?
You've just taken a Hall of Fame tight end out of the mix, and to your question is, right now it's Jeff Swain, and Jeff Swain was a veteran. This will be his, I believe, his 3rd season with the team, and he has experience. He just doesn't have a lot of catches, but right now they're using him quite a bit. Blake Jarwin is another guy who was on the practice squad. Then mid-season, they brought him up to where he's on the 53-man roster. So Blake Jarwin's getting an opportunity. You mentioned Rico Gathers is getting an opportunity. And then Dalton Schultz, who we've talked about a little bit, the draft pick from Stanford. So they're looking for guys.
So we got a new guy right?
Yeah.
Darius Jackson, new
Right.
but not new.
New but not new.
Can you tell us a little bit about his narrative, how he went from being a Cowboy to a Cowboy?
Exactly. He was drafted by the Cowboys,
Mm-hmm.
and so he was on the active roster.
2016.
2016, right? So he was on the active roster for 11 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and then they had to make a roster. So they took him. Jackson. They took him off they waived him and brought McFadden on, and then now the Cleveland Browns had the opportunity to claim him.
Okay.
And they did. The last 2 seasons he's been in Cleveland, and they released him just recently. He had a hurt knee. Released him, and then the Cowboys worked him out the other day.
So you mentioned the knee problem.
Yeah.
Made me think of Jalen Smith, one of my favorite
Yeah.
players. How is
Looking
he doing?
good.
Yeah.
No, Jalen Smith is, and Destiny, I'm as guilty, and this is my new audience here at 5 Points Blue. I am guilty of not wanting Jalen Smith when he came out. Jalen Smith now is playing at a level where he's trying to get back to where he was at Notre Dame. You know, before he was injured. He played last year. Probably played a little too much early, but as he wore on with the season, the nerve was regenerating in the knee. He was feeling more comfortable, so that he doesn't have to wear the brace.
Okay.
He's now got the strength in his knee, the strength in his foot
Okay.
to hold his foot. He's looking good,
Mm-hmm.
and you know everything going downhill or running at the ball forward has been really, really good. Still working on some things going laterally,
Okay.
but if he gets to that point in time, I think he's proven a lot of people wrong, including this former NFL star.
Got it. Well, that's good. I'm really glad. I don't know why he's one of my favorite players. Maybe because we have similar hair.
Yeah, similar hair, similar look. But
Yeah.
no, always smiling.
Uh-huh.
And you two always smiling. But yeah, I think that with Jalen, again, they're looking for him with Smith, Van Der Esch, Leighton Van Der Esch,
Right.
the first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Lee, everybody knows Sean Lee out there.
Yeah, Zach's still not here, right?
Zach.
Have they figured out the?
Yeah, the contract will be the situation for him. He's doing a smart thing. Stay away, get the contract done.
Stay safe.
Stay safe, and then they'll be able to. Once they get the contract done, I think we'll see Zach Martin back out there at his right guard spot.
All right. Thank you so much
for
sitting with us.
Appreciate that.
Again, we have Brian Broaddus here talking with us about OTAs to recap from week 2. We will be back next week.
Let's do it again.
I'm
Absolutely.
going to steal you again. And check out the site for way more things that you might be interested in, interviews, stories, quizzes. And you can follow us on Instagram too at 5 Points Blue. Thanks.